Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I had my hair up in a ponytail, but my daughter needed my hair tie, so here we are. Look at these skull bones. Jeez. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody slept well. I did not. I did not get in bed until midnight, and the dog woke me up at 6 o'clock, so I am tired. Why are they yelling?
Trying to get Max to go.
To go where, baby?
School.
Why are you going so early?
I'll play on the playground.
Okay. All right, drive safe.
All right.
Love you. Anyway. Okay, so what am I trying to tell you? Oh, okay, so last night, as you know, Taylor and I went to see Heart. Now, I remember sitting in my kitchen, listening to the radio, waiting for Heart to come on the radio so I could push play and record on my boombox and record one of the songs. Ann Wilson's voice was unlike anything I had ever heard. And at the time, only the big hair bands, only the male rock bands in New Jersey in the 80s were getting any real love. Yeah, sometimes they played Pat Benatar or Joan Jett, but for the most part, it was Bon Jovi and Poison and Skid Row. And honestly, half those guys couldn't hold a candle to Ann Wilson, who's the lead singer of Heart. True story. Like, Ann Wilson's voice is, I would say, in the top 5 female vocalists of all time. Of all time. Females. Right? In her heyday, she had power in her voice that, like, half these guys, no offense to Sebastian Bach, okay? But the only reason that your music got played more than Heart did in the 80s is because you had a penis. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact. And I literally, like, was obsessed with Heart. I liked rock music. I liked the 80s hair bands. I liked Ozzy Osbourne. I liked all that, right? But I loved Heart. And I just heard, like, when I heard, well, forget it. We could go down a list of songs and I'll start crying and it'll be a whole kumbaya sing-along thing happening here. But I always said that I would, as I choke, that I would see Heart in my life. And every time Heart would go on tour, there would be some reason I couldn't go. So when Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page were being inducted into the, or whatever it is, the, God, what is it called when they, the something honors, the Kennedy Center honors. And I found out that Robert Plant had chosen Ann Wilson to perform his tribute. Not a man, not any other woman, but Ann Wilson. I swear I had always loved Led Zeppelin, but I loved Led Zeppelin more in that moment than I ever had before, because he was going to put Ann Wilson on a stage where she was going to sing one of the most coveted rock and roll songs of all time in front of presidents, past presidents, dignitaries, royals, this one, that one. And I was like, this is, to me, my eyes are watering so bad because not only do they water when I do this, but I also slept in my makeup, which really does not help. So I swore I was going to go. And then I couldn't go. And I was so disappointed in myself. I let everything else in my life get in the way of why I didn't go. When I found out that Heart was coming to Birmingham, the second the tickets were announced, I said to Taylor, I have to buy these tickets. And he was like, okay. And I said, seeing Heart has been on my bucket list for as long as I can remember. And I want to talk to you about that feeling. It is so important to me that you experience the feeling I'm talking about. And let me tell you about bucket lists. First of all, for those of you who don't know, and I won't be presumptuous to assume everybody does, a bucket list is something, it's a list of things you want to experience before you die. It doesn't have to be expensive at all. It could be watching a sunset with all of your children at the same time. It could be getting sheets from your favorite hotel. It could be learning to make the perfect pound cake, right? Sometimes the implication is, oh, if it's a bucket list, it must be expensive. No, that's not the case. So I have different compartments of my bucket list. My list is not just one straight list. There's a list up here, a list up here. Some of my bucket list involves famous people. It always has. Not because I'm starstruck, but because they've made me feel something. And when you, like me, go through a life-altering experience like having your dad die, and you become numb, when people can touch you, when people can make you feel, you become emotionally tethered to them in a way. Because you go, I'm so numb, nothing, I can't feel anything. And then all of a sudden somebody makes you feel and you go, holy shit. So when I met Garth Brooks a couple of years ago, for those of you who have been with me a long time, you'll remember when I met Garth Brooks and was able to talk to him. I posted the video and tell him what the dance meant to me at a time when I felt like I wish I'd never known my dad. I really did. I was like, I would rather have just not known him than have him and lose him. And I know a lot of people maybe can't understand that, but that's how angry I was. So when I met Garth and I could talk to him about it, he got it. And he let me cry and he hugged me and it was a moment, and that was on my bucket list. So seeing Heart was on my bucket list. And there had been so many times, so many things that have stopped me or come into my life that have distracted me from going to see them. So when the tickets went on sale, I said, I'm buying them pre-sale. I don't care how much they cost. I'm getting seats close to the front. I don't care. So I buy the tickets, whatever. And Taylor doesn't really know Heart. He doesn't really care, but he supports me and he loves my bucket list, so he loves me, so it doesn't matter. So literally getting to sit in the audience last night and listen to Anne and Nancy sing songs from my childhood that I used to sit in my kitchen and wait to come on the radio so I could push play and record. was so surreal for me. You know, listen, the girls aren't young anymore. You know, it can't be easy to get on stage night after night, and Nancy plays the guitar the whole show. I mean, her fingers must just be from years of, they've been touring since the 70s, guys. Years of, I mean, I don't know how her fingers are just not totally calloused over, or maybe they are. And, you know, Anne's voice, it is a muscle. It is not easy to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Well, to see her sing those songs last night and, you know, sing Magic Man and just Crazy on You and all these songs, and then they go off stage and they come back, you know, for their encore. And I hear the first few chords of Led Zeppelin, and I had this like surreal moment. All right, buddy, I gotta block you. It's such a shame. And I feel like you're probably a nice guy, but you're really a lot. Now, of course, I can't remember the name of the Led Zeppelin song. I can hear every word in my head and can't think of the name because I have dementia. Anyway, it'll come to me. So I hear the first few chords of it, and I have this moment of like, oh my God, you are going to get that moment back. I was so heartbroken that I wasn't going to hear her sing Led Zeppelin at the Kennedy Center Honors. No, Freebird. Led Zeppelin doesn't sing Freebird. I couldn't believe that I was sitting there, and it wasn't Stairway to Heaven. No. It was, maybe it was Stairway to Heaven. Yes, it was. Jesus, Jamie. It was Stairway to Heaven. Yes. And there's a wine on down the road. Yeah. It's Stairway to Heaven. So anyway, I was getting to hear her sing it. And I was like, oh my God, this is my real bucket list moment right now. Like, this is all I wanted. And so I get out and I post something on Instagram, and I post a video of Anne and Nancy, and Anne singing. Nancy's playing. She's so freaking amazing. And Anne is singing Crazy on You, and I post it and I write something, I'm sure really eloquent, like I'm fucking dead or something like that. And Ann Wilson liked my Instagram post. And listen, I don't care. I have 1 million celebrity friends, but just the fact that she saw the sentiment and how much I loved her, I wish now that I had written something really profound and beautiful for her. Instead, I wrote, I'm fucking dead. Ann is my everything. She was probably like, classy lady. But here is my point to you on Coffee Talk today. Why are bucket lists important? Bucket lists are important because they make you feel emotionally accomplished. Life is emotionally exhausting. Everything is emotionally exhausting in this life. And bucket lists are emotionally, what did I say? Jesus. Guys, we have to have a talk about my memory at some point. We're going to have to address it. Because they make you feel. They remind you like that you still have wants and desires and needs. And it isn't even just about famous people. It's about experiencing life. It makes you feel emotionally accomplished. That's what it is. It makes you feel emotionally accomplished. So when you get to see that sunset with all of your kids, or you get to go to the concert you wanted to go to, or whatever it is, you are emotionally accomplished. And that is such a profound feeling. We do not place enough value on emotional accomplishment. We just don't. Everything is about professional accolade, personal accolade. Are you married? Do you have children? Do you have a beautiful home? Well, if you're emotionally exhausted and like unfulfilled, who gives a shit? Honestly, none of that matters. If it isn't working for you, where do you find emotional fulfillment? And don't say like my kids, because that's not fair. That's like a cop-out answer. We all feel that. Every single mother feels simultaneously emotionally exhausted and emotionally accomplished in her children every single day. Every single day. All the time. So when you tell me your kids, I get it. We all feel that at the same time. What I would really love is for you to find what could make you feel emotionally accomplished. What are the things that would really make you feel? And put those on your list. Because your emotional accomplishment matters to me, and it should matter to you. And it isn't like people are saying like, I don't have money to go to concerts. That's not it. It doesn't have to be concerts. It could be any number of things I've already listed. Sometimes, honestly, I get on Pinterest and I look at pictures of food. It is emotionally like relaxing for me. I love it. It makes me happy. I had a bucket list to create a Pinterest board with all of the foods I ever want to learn how to cook. And every day or every 2 days that I add something onto that list, it makes me feel so good. And that's all I want for you is like emotional ease and accomplishment. Bob wants to meet an elephant. I love that, Bob. See? I love that. Bob wants to meet an elephant. Bob, go to your local zoo and ask them if we have a zoo here in Birmingham, and if I went to them and said I really want to meet one of the elephants, they would arrange that for me. I bet your zoo would do the same thing. Another thing on my bucket list is I want to tour the White House for my 50th birthday. I toured the White House as a child, but I don't remember it very well. And I would like to see it, and I want to go on like one of those really dorky tours where they tell you every room, and they tell you like Lincoln room, the blue room, this room, that room. And I want to wear the thing. Yes, bucket list. Get together with old friends. Yeah, I'll always get together with old friends from Freehold. Anytime, anywhere. Anytime I'm home. I want to go on that tour where you wear the thing and like, you know, you're like the dork on the tour. That's what I want. For my 50th birthday, I want to go to the White House and take a tour. I'm only 42, so I have 8 years. And if you want to meet me, there's lots of ways to meet me. I do all kinds of events all the time. I do book signings. I feel like I'm more accessible than a lot of people. I went white water rafting when I was in high school. One time was enough. Oh, I think I also went white water rafting with Shane Duty. For those of you who remember Shane Duty. Okay. I love you guys so much. I love you. Have a great, great day.